Hi everybody, it's Julie and welcome to another beginner series. We're working in our cereal box journal. We are just about finished. We are going to go ahead and add in the journaling cards that we made with our collage page. We have some paper clips that we can add as well. And we also have the 4 journaling embellishments that we made in the mini challenge and the challenge. So I do know we need something small here, and we didn't make anything small enough for there, unless we were to take our tags apart, which we could do, or we can come back. So let's go ahead and go through, and we're looking for pockets. Let's start in the back, because one of the things that kept happening was the back wasn't getting attention. So here we have a place, and I think that this, which was our pull tab pocket, there we go. That's perfect. That'll fit in there. Okay, so we're good. We have another little spot. You know what? We're going to take this apart. No, we're not. No, we're not. We'll just make a couple more little tags. We'll be doing this one more time. Okay, so we have a top tuck here. And I think, nope, we've got our little sticker thing there. So maybe this. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, and then we can also add one of our note papers, and that helps to cover up the whole page. Okay. Okay, so here is another spot. And this one, we could put our tag flap there. I like that. We're gonna put that right there. So we're gonna fill up here, you guys. There we go. Okay, we got both of those. We have a spot here, so if we have something left, we do have a spot. Okay, so that has those. There's our flip-flop. Oh, there we go. There's another one. There's another one. There's another spot. Okay, and any of these could have another thing in them. Okay, so we're in the first signature. That's good, because we've just got a couple left. Okay, I think the bookmark can go here, because it can travel through the journal. but since there's blank space there, I think that's a good place for that. Okay, so we have this pocket here. It's kind of small, so I'm thinking we take apart the tags because we have just a few places that could use tags. Okay, so put this one here. Perfect. We can leave this lace in this one. Okay. And staple it. And let's see. Go ahead and put this through. Let's do this like this. There, nothing goes to waste. Okay, so that takes care of that pocket, yay. Okay, so we have our large long tag, which could become 2 tags or cards. That one there. See, we don't have anything in here. And that is so, so pretty. Okay, I'm cutting this. And we have this paper clip, and we'll go ahead and clip this in here. There we go. And we'll add a couple of these for journaling space. Okay, so these brown notepads I got at Tuesday morning. I'm just going to put that in there at an angle like that. Okay, so back here we had a little place that needed a tag. Okay. Okay, we have more than one. We do have this. Okay, so I'm gonna call those in there. Yay! It turned us. It made us crunchy. It made us chunky. And so the only thing else I'm gonna do to this, I am going to make a tassel. That will be the next video. I'm gonna leave the cover of this. Well, I'm going to see if I can find something that I would want to put on the cover, but I think I like it just like it is. And but I'm going to see if I can find something that would be appropriate for the front that I like. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and make a fluffy tassel. Remember, we have these pieces that we have been collecting, and we can go ahead and add some other to it. We're going to use items that we've been using to make this journal. So we have several pieces. This is not going to be a super long tassel, but I do want to use the scraps that we've had. And so then we use some lace in this one. So let's go ahead, and this is the lace that we had cut the gathering edge off of. So I like to call this a fluffy tassel when it's going to be a little fluffy. It'll be fluffy. Okay, so there's that. You can use that on something else. And then next I am going to tear some fabric that we've been using. So just get a start and tear it. And remember that tearing is what gives you that soft edge. So if you want your edges to be frayed, tearing is going to be your best way of getting that soft frayed edge. If you cut it, you can get a frayed edge by cutting fabric, but it's going to be a straight cut edge instead of this soft, see that fluffy. Okay, and that's the edge that we get from, okay, so from cutting it, ripping it, from ripping it instead of cutting it. Okay. Okay. I'm like, how did that? Okay, I get it now. We go like, and so we have a yellow on that side, so I'm going to put a yellow on this side. Okay, and we'll do one more, and I didn't want a whole lot of blue, so I cut the blue pieces off. Okay. Okay, so there is our tassel. Now you can add other pieces, other things in it. I'm gonna call that a tassel. Okay, we're still using the little white rings that came from my mom. They were in that button box that we had a video. I mentioned that there was a button box and everybody wanted, not everybody, but a bunch of people wanted to see the button box. So we did a video of my mom's button box. Okay, so there we go. We have our fluffy tassel. And now we're going to get our wire. Okay, now you can go ahead and tie this with, like, you can tie it with your lace and tie it in a bow. Okay, so I've shown you already how to do it with the wires, so we'll just go ahead and do this one with the bow. Okay, so tie it. You want to make sure everything is really tight. Okay, and I'm gonna double tie it because I don't want it to come undone. Okay, and then just go ahead and add a bow. You can actually just hang it down too. You can just hang it as part of the rest of the tassel, just like that. I actually like that. Okay, or you can tie it in a bow, but I like that. Let's see. I moved these all around. Whoa, we don't want it to come down. I have a bulb pin. And we can attach that here. And then I did not put an attachment because there we go. Didn't plan to do this, but we'll go ahead and add so we'll grab our crocodile and grab I want the larger size, and I'm going to go in. I'm going to move my middle signature over. Oh, I was on the wrong side. Okay, move my middle signature over. It's probably better to do it from that side. I usually do this beforehand, so. Okay, and I'm just going to come and measure and go right towards the top, just a little bit from the top. And I want to be even with that center signature. Cut a hole. And then we'll set the eyelet through. Okay, so there's our eyelet. And our eyelet setter. So again, we have to move everything over a little bit. Okay, it's in there, it's nice. Okay, and then we can just take our pretty little tassel and add it to the edge. And I like to do tassels and things on the edge of my journals because my personal ones, I don't usually like to decorate the cover because they get, I keep mine in a bookcase like side to side like that, and covers get messed up when they're side to side like that. So then I would even maybe add a bead or something that would, a charm that would tell me what this journal is. So I haven't come up with a name yet, so I'll go through my beads, see if I can find something that is going to be a good fit. And we'll go ahead and close this. So this is our cereal box journal, and it's just about finished. So today we added in the rest of those cards that we made, and we added our tassel. And so, you know, I'm looking at this and I think I want the bow, because all I see is lace. Okay, so sorry about that. Sometimes I think, you know, in my head, something looks like I think it's gonna work, and then it doesn't. And so the cool thing is, it's my prerogative to change it, right? there's my pretty little tassel. So another thing we can do is we can add some charms to the edge, because we have this beautiful edge of our journal and there are some lace places. So there's already places to add some charms. So I have a variety of little things that I've been putting aside here to be able to possibly add as charms for this journal. We're going to start with using some glossy accents, and I have this broken piece of jewelry. It was a bracelet, beautiful bracelet, but it broke, and you'll see it's got 4 little edges on it, and I think I can go ahead and add a bulb pin. So let's do that first, just so that if I end up closing up the hole, it will already be there. So possibly in your broken jewelry, you might have something. Now you see how there are edges on this, and that's what I'm going to take advantage of. So I'm going to add my charm to this, and then I did pick out this container, and it has, oh, you might be able to use that in one of those. It has butterflies and moths, and I think this is going to be the one that's the right size. Okay, I'm just going to put this piece. It's also from that wrapping paper that I've been using, and it has several little tiny moths and butterflies, and I usually forget that I have them in here, but I do. So just wait for this to make its way down. Let's see if we have another. This one doesn't want to, it might be done. It might be time for new glossy accents, period, you guys. It's like I use it for a lot for a while, and then I stop using it. And you know how it is. If you don't use it, you lose it. Whoop. So, okay, so I'm going to put some down, cover the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to add my little butterfly in here. And like I said, this is from the wrapping paper. It's not from a digital. It's from the wrapping paper. I'm going to set it down in here, and then I'm going to go ahead, and this is Glossy Accents Clear Dimensional Medium, and then I'm going to fill up the rest of this hole. Okay. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and drop it down. If you see any bubbles, you'll want to pop those with a pen. Right now I don't have any bubbles. So there's that one. So then I also have some bingo markers that have the ridge. Okay. So let's see if we have a small enough. Oh, you know what? No, that'll be, because I think this is too big. Yep, it's too big. And I think this is going to be actually too small, but we'll go ahead and we'll use that for this time. I'm going to go ahead. There's a beautiful yellow rose on this. Okay, I'm going to put it over the hole. And there we go. So, I was able to cut a little hole. Go ahead and fill up the background. Okay. Now, one of the things I like to do is to use, you know, those little tiny puffy stickers that you can get like at Michael's, and they're in the planner section usually. They're little tiny puffy stickers. And for theme journals like the mermaid and unicorn, I've been able to find those, and they have been really fun to use. Okay, so there we go. We'll just put that in there. See if I need to move it just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let those dry. And I do have a couple more that we'll try. Okay, and so one of the cool things is those, you know, I like to get those bracelets that already have the charms. The beads are already made into charms. I mean, talk about saving time. So one of the things you can do is just go ahead and add a pretty little charm and add it to one of your pages in here, just like that. Okay, so you've got this pretty little charm. Very, very simple. Another really easy thing to do is, if you're able to purchase the ones that are already put together, that is awesome, especially if you can find them at a really, really good deal, which I was able to do. So, and then another thing is just taking like one of these cool little keys, and I get those in the charms section also at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Joann's. We've got the cool little key, and then with that we can go ahead and add one of those pretty little beads along with it. Very, very simple. And we have another little charm to add. Okay, so we showed you simple, Let's go ahead, and we've used you can also go ahead and take like your little roses and add them to your charm, just like that. Okay, so that gives you just a little bit more to add to your charm. Instead of just having the bead, you can add one of those little roses. Okay, so we have the key, and then we'll eventually have this. We're checking it again to see that we have no bubbles. So again, you can use the paper charms like we made for any of the things that we did, like for the signature ties. We can do those and add them also to the outside edge. And so like the paper charms, and the other thing I've been doing is I have my 2020, which is pretty fun. So let's go ahead and actually see if I can find, I have an earring finding. Okay, these are like copper, but they'll be fine. So we'll use that. I like to sometimes add like the little fairy bells to my pieces. Okay, so we have our 2020. This is just a sequin from Table Scatter. Let's see. And y'all know I mix my metals. So if you don't like to mix your metals, that's okay. Just make sure that you have the same metals for all your things. But I happen to have this right here in my desk. So you didn't have to wait for me to go get it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my 2020 right here. I am going to attach one of our little baubles also. Okay, and then I'm going to attach all of that to the bottom of this piece that we're going to be making. Okay, maybe. Okay, so there it is. It's on there. We can close this up. Okay, so there, that gives me this little charm that'll be happening down at the bottom. And the bead gives it a little bit of sparkle. That was kind of cool. So the other thing, from one of the previous journals that we made some beads out of book paper. And I'm going to add the book paper bead to this because it's a good match. And then I'm going to grab my round jewelry pliers with the purple edges. Somehow they got totally put in the wrong drawer. Okay, and I'm going to come up at the very tip because you see I don't have very much room here that I'm working with. So I'm going to come up to the very tip here, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make a loop at the top. And on this one, I'm okay. It's going to go right into that paper bead. And then I can attach it right onto here. And there we have our little special 2020 bead. And I'm going to put this right here on the, yeah, right like that. Just going to attach it right there. Okay. So we have our 2020 right there. We're going to come back and I'll show you those in a little bit when they are dry. And we will add those. Obviously, we're going to need to do something with this guy. And what I'm thinking is maybe we should have made a second one. So let's go ahead and spring. The word spring is on here. And I'm going to shock you all. I'm going to cut it instead of rip it. Okay. So since they just started drying, I think we'll be okay to add this to the mix of things drying. Go ahead and put spring down in there. Okay, there we go. So we will let those two dry and we'll be back. I'm back and they should be dry. So we have our little piece from the broken jewelry and we're just going to want to see if we can go ahead and move it, and we can. And I'm going to get some of the, I call it gobbledygook, it's the glue pieces, and get it off of my little chain here as well. So there we have the little butterfly is inside the charm, and I think again we'll go ahead and add let's try adding one of the large pieces from there. We'll hang that on there. Okay, so that can go onto our journal. I love it. And I want people to see this one, so I'm going to put it up closer to the front here. Okay, so that's one. And again, using broken piece of jewelry. And then we have this that was the bingo markers. And so we're using another piece of that bingo set that I purchased. Okay, so let's go ahead, and for this one, I think we'll go ahead and grab, I thought I had a paper charm already made. Oh, right up here, I don't. Okay, so we need to make another paper charm, or we can just go ahead and let's go ahead. We'll use this right here. Piece of the crossword puzzle. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to use the glossy accents again. And I'm going to make a out of my the wire that I like to use. Okay, so I'm going to make out of the wire I like to use. This is paddle wire. It's from the wreath section at Michael's. I usually get it at Christmas time. I have it in all different colors. Of course, gold is my favorite to use, but I have it in all different colors. Pink and red and green. A couple different greens. Okay, so if I go ahead and put this on here. So you can use glossy accents as a glue also. And so that's what I'm going to do here. Now I want this to lay flat, and I'm going to go ahead, and that is going to become where we're going to attach our bulb pin. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to move that down, and that gives me a charm, and we'll be able to hang this. And you can go ahead and put the other piece on the other side, and I would do this in pieces. I would instead of like I'm doing right here, but we need to get this video up so that you can be watching it. So there we go. And again, I will add another bulb pin up here to one of my pieces of lace, or I can add it to one of the pieces of fabric. I really like this because it really matches the theme that I had going on with this journal. So that is the charm section. So this gives you an idea of how they look from the side, and I absolutely love the way that they look. Look at the butterfly, our 2020. So there you go. So our 2020 I got in the graduation section at Dollar General. And there is my journal. So far, almost finished. So if you've just joined us, thank you so much for being here. If you'd like more information about the Beginners Junk Journal series, the playlist is in the description box down below. This is our cereal box journal, and we have been posting videos from the very beginning, making all of the embellishments, adding the pages, adding all of the fluff and the stuff. And now we are just about finished. So, thank you all for being here. If you like this kind of video, please remember to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so it will tell you, well, maybe YouTube will tell you when a new video comes up. But we do have a schedule now. 10:30 in the morning will be challenge videos. So they are junk journal videos that have to do with the challenge elements that need to be made. And at 4 o'clock, while we are home, we are doing the Beginner's Junk Journal series. And remember, you're looking for your Reader's Digest and your little golden book for the upcoming journals in that series. And so now I'm going to go see if I can find something for this cover. Thank you for being here. If you're here on the preview, I'm waving hi. And yeah, so find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to go check out the videos and the subscription playlist up here. Have a great day. Bye. Bye-bye.